Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So, what do you think of the new me? I did put it on my posts on my channel, and thank you to everyone who complimented the new look. I had not had my hair cut for nearly 2 years, so it really needed doing. The only thing that is irritating me is this short bit here, these bangs. They keep getting over my eye, in my mouth. They are really irritating, but I will push through. Give it a few weeks, it will grow out a little bit and it won't be quite so annoying. So, sorry for the little tangent when we've only just opened. We are going to do a little bit of a crochet and chat today. So pause the video, go get a drink, go get a project to work on. I'm not going to be here super long purely because you know I am having issues with my laptop. If it gets overheated, it just cuts off. So hopefully I can do the whole chat and do my outro as normal, but I am going to preface this with, if it cuts off, I am not going to refilm. I am just going to put it up as it is. So if it ends abruptly, I do apologise. I do love you. I do wish you good quality crafting time and good time with your loved ones. Good quality time with your loved ones and all of the outro that I normally say. But yeah, we're just going to chill and we're going to crochet and chat for a little bit just so I can fill you in on a few bits that's been going on in Manfa's world. When you are seeing this, I have 4 days of work and then another nice chunk of time off. However, at the time of filming, I have just finished a lovely few days off of work. So I'm going to fill you in on what I've been up to in that time off. I am going to be, working the 4 days, looking forward to the next bit of time off. I had to do months and months and months of hardcore work to earn this time off. So it is well overdue. So I'm going to pick up a project. I am working on another charity blanket that I will eventually be sending to Christina, Bella Uncinetto. I will put her channel down in my description box. Please go check her out. She is a wonderful, awesome, gorgeous yarny friend of mine. And she could do with some new friends and some watch time, as we all can all the time. So yes, now that I have cut my channel down to just 3 videos a week, even though when I returned I said I'm not going to be stressing about watch time and views and thumbs and the money I'm making, it is still a little disheartening that 3 weeks I took off. Let me pull this down a little bit. That the 3 weeks that I took off and now the reduced content has had such an impact on my channel. But it is what it is, guys. I can only do what I can do, and I need to keep the love and the joy in doing this rather than stress and sweat about all those algorithms and statistics and numbers and and the like. So it is what it is. If you ever do get some free time and you fancy going back and watching some of my older content or some of my playlists, I would really appreciate it. All of that does boost these things, but don't sweat it. I get it. We're all busy people. There are lots of amazing people that we want to spend our time with on these YouTube streets. Just a passing thought that if ever you do have some free time, please feel free. I have lots of content on the channel. I have over 1,100 videos. And I have over 30 playlists, I think. So there is plenty there for everyone. And if you just need an extra dose of Manfa, I mean, I can't imagine why, but you might, feel free to do that. It all helps. So yes, as I said, I am filming this after a lovely few days off of work. It has been really lovely to get a bit more downtime, to get a few bits done around the house that's needed my attention for a little while, and to spend some lovely time with my kiddos. So it started off with, I finished on a Friday, so that weekend was a normal weekend, did some filming, run some errands, We actually met up with my mum and dad. So let me think. Mike's daughter had already gone to spend some of her summer with Mike's side of the family. She will be gone for 3 weeks, splitting her time between Mike's mum, which is her nan, and Mike's nan, which is her great nan. She only ever really gets big chunks of time with them in the summer when they're off of school for 6-7 weeks. So it may seem like a long time that she's away, but it's really the only time that she gets with that side of the family. So you know, it's a good thing. So she went off to Mike's mum's. She's going to be spending 2 weeks with her and then a week with Mike's nan, her great nan. So on the Sunday, myself, Mike and Liam and Max, which is my middle boy and my youngest boy, met up with my mum and dad, and we had a Sunday roast out at a local pub of theirs. Wasn't the greatest meal, guys. It was quite gross, to be fair. But none of us had to cook. We all spent some good time together. It was really lovely. And then after we had that meal, we went back to my mum and dad's and spent a few hours in the garden, you know, having a few cups of teas and a natter and just visiting and spending time, which was lovely. My eldest boy, he was finishing off a 5-day music festival that he had attended. He was camping there. He had paid for it out of his own money. It was his first like proper festival, and it was his first kind of holiday vacation away from home with his mates. He is nearly 18, so he was finishing off that 5-day break of his. And then on the Monday, Mike still had a couple of days off work. We did have plans, but sadly the plans didn't actually work out. And then the Tuesday was when I had this done in the afternoon. So like I said, hadn't had it cut for 2 years, was well in need of it. It had gotten to the point, guys, where even when I sit down and it's in a ponytail, I would get pinned by it behind my back. So like if I was driving, I'd sit in the car and start driving, but when I'd need to turn to look to see if it was clear for me to pull out, I would be stuck by my hair. So it was really starting to irritate me. Even to sit down on the sofa, I was getting pinned by my ponytail. And at night, I never sleep with my hair up. I sleep with my hair down. And there were several times where I would wake up and it had kind of wrapped itself around my neck, and it was quite tight and really a little bit scary and unpleasant. And I thought enough is enough. It was also looking really ratty where I hadn't had, you know, the split ends cut off for so long. It was just looking very tired, very unkempt, and I just needed to do something. So I took myself off to the hair salon and I got my mane tamed. So yeah, like I said, apart from this bit that keeps flicking in front of my eyes and flicking into my mouth, I'm very pleased with it. Like I said, give it a couple of weeks and this will go down a little longer, so it's easier to tuck behind my ears and all will be good. It does mean that I do have to straighten my hair because my natural way my hair falls is not, I just don't like it. It needs taming a little bit. So I do have to straighten my hair. I actually washed it yesterday, left it to dry naturally. Big mistake. So today before I got on, before filming, I thought, no, I'm going to need to straighten. Normally I don't bother doing my hair or any makeup or anything like that. I still don't have any makeup on, guys. I don't ever really wear it. In fact, I threw all my the other day, so I don't actually own Yes, I spent Tuesday afternoon in the hair salon. I was there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I had it washed, I had it cut, I had it blow dried, and I had it styled. Um, and then just came home and had, a chilled afternoon with Mike, because he had to go back to work on the Wednesday. Um, on the Wednesday, Rolo had to go to the vets for a checkup because he's on medication, regular medication. He does sadly have epilepsy. Every few months before they'll give me more of his meds, they like to see him, weigh him, check him over, give him a good once over to see that he's okay and in good health before they'll release more medication to me, because as you can imagine, epilepsy medicine is quite strong, potent stuff. So they can't just keep giving it without actually checking that, his body's coping and that he's fit and healthy. So we went and did that. And then after his appointment, I thought, sod it, I'm going to go into the town centre and I'm going to treat myself to a Cornish pasty for my lunch. And because Rolo was such a good boy at the vets, I thought I'd get him one of their little miniature pasties as a treat for him. I parked the car up, was making my way to the bakery, and I heard someone shout, so I looked to see if they were shouting at me, and they were, because it was my mum. Wasn't planning on bumping into her, but she had a day off that I didn't know about, and she asked me what I was up to. She was actually on the way to try and get her hair cut, and run a few errands for my nan, because my nan wasn't very well. And I said, well, let me go and get the pasties. I said, if need be, Rolo and I can sit in the car and eat our pasties while we wait for you to get your hair cut. And then would you like to maybe take him for a little walk somewhere? So she said, yeah, that sounds really nice. So it was just one of those spontaneous bump into meet up type things. So went to the pasty shop, got my pasties, was heading back to the car, and my mum was sat on a bench waiting. She couldn't sadly get her hair cut. Her stylist wasn't in. So we just jumped in the car. We went up onto the moors and we did a circuit of an area of the moors just to let Rolo stretch his legs and to treat him for being a good boy. And also to get Rolo in the car to go to the vets, I did actually use the W word, and then I felt really guilty that it wasn't actually a W we were going on. So my mum and I put that right for him. We did go for a W. And then I dropped her off where she needed dropping off to carry on running her errands. Rolo and I went home and ate our pasty at home. He really enjoyed his. He doesn't get it very often. And I enjoyed mine because I don't get one very often. So that was a nice treat. And then just spent the rest of the afternoon pretty chilled. Waited for Mike and Connor to get back from work. And then we had dinner and stuff. And then on Thursday, me, Max and Liam, I had a date with two of my boys, and that doesn't happen very often. We're normally all so busy with school and work and, other commitments that people have. But because they're off of school, it's their summer holidays. And I actually had some time off. I wanted to make the most of it. So I booked us tickets at what we call the cinema. I think you guys call it the movies or the movie theatre. And we went to see, is it Jurassic World Rebirth, Jurassic Park Rebirth, the newest Jurassic Park film. And guys, I have the worst track record of going to see a movie. I very rarely get to sit and enjoy TV or movies or anything like that. And I'm also always permanently tired. You know what it's like when you're a busy working family and you've got kids and stuff. that normally I sit in their lovely recliner chairs, I put my feet up, and within minutes I'm fast asleep and I sleep through the entire movie. It's a complete waste of time normally taking me to the movies because I don't actually watch it, I just fall asleep. Um, it is a curse that I have upon me. But this time I did not fall asleep. I actually saw the whole movie. And also, if we do carve time out at home to put a movie on the telly or whatever, I'm normally crocheting while the movie's on, so I'm listening to it rather than watching it. So, because I didn't crochet in the cinema, I actually watched the whole film from beginning to end, and I realised how much of movies and telly shows and stuff I do miss when I'm crocheting, because I actually got jump scared a couple of times. And yeah, it just opened my eyes up as to how much I'm actually missing, because I haven't quite developed the skill where I can crochet without looking. I can do a few stitches, you know, from time to time, but then I have to double check what I've done. I haven't quite got that proficient at it yet. Even though I've been doing it a long, long time. I think it's because I just get zoned in on what I'm doing with my hands, and that's that. So it was really enjoyable, not only to have a whole afternoon with two of my kiddos who I get very little quality time with, just me and them, but I actually saw the movie from beginning to end. I didn't fall asleep and I really enjoyed it. It was a really quite good movie. Now, normally, when there have been several of the same kind of film, I find that they kind of wear it out and it gets really tired. And, you know, with each one, you know, the plot gets a bit rubbish, and it just, I don't know, it just always just gets a bit rubbish the more they bring out. But actually this one I really enjoyed. I was not disappointed at all, whether it was because I was just on a high and feeling joyful and thankful that I had the afternoon with two of my bubbers who are not bubbers anymore. They are 13 and nearly 16. But it was just nice to have a whole afternoon with them. And before we actually went to the movie theatre, the cinema, we actually had another treat of a McDonald's as well. We don't really get that very often. So I treated them to a McDonald's lunch, and then we went to the cinema for the afternoon. It was really quite lovely. And then Friday is my last day off, which was yesterday while I'm filming this. It's over nearly a week ago when you're seeing this, but oh no, a few days ago. You're seeing this on Monday, but anyway, Friday I took the opportunity of, because Max was out and about on his bike, he was busy and occupied. Connor and Mike were at work. Liam was happy to just kind of chill and do his own thing. I took the opportunity to deep clean the kitchen, catch up on loads of laundry, you know, the sort of mum stuff that I hadn't really been doing in my week off because I wanted to take a proper break. I thought, no, I need to get back on schedule before I'm working this week. So yeah, I just did some long overdue, well, not long overdue, just a bit more of a thorough clean of the kitchen, which I do kind of once a month-ish. I took the opportunity to do that, and then, like I said, I caught up on some laundry and bits and pieces like that. Yeah, so nothing crazy exciting. We didn't jet off to sunnier climes or anything. We didn't do anything massively exciting or anything like that. But it was just really nice to not have to get up at a certain time and do everything that I do for work, and, you know, be sat where I'm sat now, but on the work computer, kind of chained to the table for my shift. And it was just nice, guys, to just get up when I wanted, crochet when I wanted, do chores when I wanted, and to also have that really gorgeous date with two of my boys. I really, really, really enjoyed that. We need to do it more often, but sometimes time and money and things don't allow for it. So I do love it when I do have the opportunity to do that. So I am currently filming on the Saturday. Like I said, after that week off, I am going to do this week's worth of content. But again, remember, because I'm having trouble with my laptop, I'm going to have to record this, shut the laptop down completely, probably for about an hour. So I'll go and peg out some more laundry. I've got 3 loads of laundry that I want to get out on the line because it's getting a bit late, and I need to get it dried. So while I'm pegging out that laundry, I'll make myself a drink and stuff and just chill for a bit, and then I'll come on and film the next video, and again shut it down, leave it for an hour or so, and then I'll do the 3rd video. So by the time I've finished doing all that, I mean, it's already heading on for 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So I've got a little bit of a late start today, but that was because this morning I did a little bit of crochet in bed, and then me and Mike were chatting about various stuff this morning, catching up and, you know, just chatting and whatever else. So I did lose quite a bit of my morning, but in a good way. So I'm gonna probably spend the remainder of the day waiting for the laptop to cool down, then filming, waiting for the laptop to cool down, then filming. Then of course we'll have dinner and stuff. And then tomorrow, so actually Liam and Max, they have gone up to their dad's for a week. They are spending a week up with him. They left on Friday. So it's just going to be me, Mike and Connor for this coming week, which will be strange, but you know, it is what it is. Tomorrow on Sunday, which was yesterday for you guys, we're just planning a chilled Sunday, you know, have a nice dinner, just the 3 of us, and just do our own chilled thing, because then we're all back to work on Monday. I am working from home for the 4 days of this week that I need to work, so it's not too bad. But like I said, I am still kind of stuck here at this table on my laptop doing my actual paid work. So yeah, I might try and persuade Mike to watch a movie or something, we'll see. And then like I said, a working week of 4 days for me, and then from the Friday I will be off then until I go back on the 1st of September. Then the 1st of September will be a day working from home, it's a Monday, and then back into school for 2 teacher training days. And I know I'm not a teacher, but they also sometimes go through other training that all staff need to know. So the Tuesday and the Wednesday, it will just be staff doing training at the school. And then the Thursday, the children come back to start their new school year. And then obviously Friday will be another work day, and then it will be the weekend and we're back into normal routine. So I've still got a couple of weeks. Well, actually, so I said I'm off until the 1st of September. Well, the weekend before the 1st of September is the weekend that I have paid for a weekend away. It was Mike's birthday gift. His birthday was back in July. I booked for us to have a couple of nights away somewhere. So we'll have hopefully a really lovely weekend away before I go back on the Monday, or before I start work again on the Monday and actually physically have to go back into school on the Tuesday and the Wednesday and the Thursday. And then Fridays I work from home anyway, so that first week won't be too bad. But then it will literally be right back into the throes of it, where I'll be working Monday to Thursday at the school and Fridays from home. So we still have a good little couple of weeks where it's not too bad. It's not too kind of work heavy for me. I did that purposefully, so I did actually feel like I had a break before the new school year starts. If you don't know, I have a more administration role within the school. I'm actually the person that gathers up all the information and goes through paperwork with a fine-tooth comb of potential students that want to come to our school, and I kind of get everything in place for the head teacher to decide whether we could potentially place that child at our school or not. So it's the admissions side of things, and then similarly as they, you know, traverse through the different school years with us in the school, I kind of do a lot of their transition stuff as well. And if they leave us to go somewhere else, I facilitate that transition, because I think I need to know where our pupils are and what they're doing up until the age of 25. Normally in mainstream it's 21, I believe, but in special educational needs it's 25. So I need to keep tabs on all of our wonderful young people for quite some time, even after they've left our school. So yeah, that's what I do. A lot of laptop based admin type stuff. A lot of people would find it really boring, but I actually really quite enjoy it. I am in a bit of a iffy stage, in the sense of, before we broke up for the summer vacation, I had actually managed to fill the school to capacity. So I don't really know what my job looks like from this point. And because we're a fairly new school and we haven't been in this situation before and it's all brand new, we're kind of feeling it out all together. So nobody's 100% sure what my role will be looking like moving on in the new school year, but we will figure it out day by day and we will do what is needed, and then take it from there. So a little bit of unknown territory, really, which is both terrifying and exciting at the same time. We've had mixed weather here in my part of the UK, which is down in Cornwall. We're down right at the bottom of the UK. So we have had really hot, sweaty days. We have had overcast but muggy days. We have had several days of rain. It's really and truly been a bit of a mixed bag, but you can definitely tell that it's summer. And it's just been really lovely to open up all the windows and let the air, you know, blow through the house, and you just feel more positive when it's nice weather, don't you? So yeah, it's been really lovely. So I managed to get a row done on that blanket. I will give you a sneak peek. I found a blue square and a white square of some of the charity blankets that I've already made. So the blue square, there it is in the middle. I am just going to alternate between granny stitch and solid granny, and I am actually using the one and only bobbin that I got gifted in Happy Mail. So as you can see, I've used the first colour and I'm on the second colour. So I'm just going to put this bobbin in, and however big it ends up is however big it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be massive, but it should be a good enough size. And it will need washing and blocking and stuff, but there we are with that one. I'm on the solid bit now. Nothing fancy, but enjoyable still the same, and a charity project. And that is where the bobbin lived, so there is a huge hole there. I'm going to have to find something to fill it, and trust me, I have plenty to fill it. But the only other bit of business we need to do, guys, before my laptop shuts down on me, is to pick the pattern winners. Last week in my Peek Pal book look, my tea's going cold, just bear with me a second. In my Peek Pal book look, I did do the keyword for a pattern, and I realised, guys, how rude of me that before I left the streets for 3 weeks, I didn't do a July pattern winner. So actually we're going to pick 2 winners today, one to make up for July not having a giveaway and one for August. So let's do that. In the Peek Pal book look video, the keyword was French. And before I turned the camera on, I went back through the comments and found all of you that had put French in your comment. There were 11 of you. Here's the list. So find your name on the list, then you'll find your number. And like I've just said, we are going to pick 2 winners. So my email address is down in the description box, guys. If your name gets selected today, you need to go over to your Ravelry. You need to select a pattern or patterns up to the value of 10 Great British pounds. You then need to email me and send me the links, plus give me your Ravelry account name, and I will purchase and gift them straight to your Ravelry account. And there you go, up here. July pattern giveaway didn't happen, do 2 in August. So that is what we are going to be doing. Okay, so there's going to be 2 of you. I need to know your Ravelry account name and which pattern or patterns you would like, and I will get them gifted to you as soon as possible. Now, what have I done with my phone? Here it is. I'm going to ask the person in my phone to pick a number. So here we go. Hey Siri, please pick a random number between 1 and 11. Number 9. And number 9 is Vicky Davis. Woohoo! Well done. Congratulations. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! It nearly flew off. Okay, and one more. Hey Siri. Please pick a random number between 1 and 11. My lucky number, number 4. And number 4 is, and I hope I'm saying your name right, Lynn Gage 1048. There we go. Congratulations. So Lynn and Vicky. Woohoo! Ready? Congratulations, ladies. I'm so happy for you. Like I said, remember to let me know your Ravelry account name and which pattern or patterns you would like to be gifted from Ravelry. And as soon as I have that information, links to the pattern would be so handy. As soon as I have that information, I will send them straight to your Ravelry account and you can get your hooks flying. Congratulations! Right, I'm going to get going before my laptop has a paddy and decides to power down. I'm going to get my laundry out on the washing line, and then once my laptop has had a long enough time to kind of cool down and sort itself out, I will come back and I will be filming a Label My Library for you on Wednesday. And then once I film that and let it cool down again, I will be filming my crafty catch up for this week, which you will see on Friday. So, seeing as it's Monday, I hope you have a fabulous week ahead. I'm going to get these 4 days of work done and then I can get on to some more glorious time off. I will see you in the next one, but until then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye guys, love you loads.